work-life balance. Now, this idea is usually sold as, I'm going to go to work at this time, I'm going to come home at this time, and when I come home at this time, I'm going to shut off my phone. When Friday rolls around, and it's Saturday and Sunday, my boss does not have a right to email me. When my boss emails me, that's my personal time. That's my mental health time. These people never achieve a lot. And unfortunately, this idea that was sold to them by people who peddle drugs. So this whole work-life balance idea actually comes from the psychiatric community. This idea that you're weak and you're brittle, and a little bit too much work is actually going to stress you out, and you're sensitive, and if you get hurt, you're going to burn out, and if you burn out, your whole life's going to fall apart. These are all really limiting ideas. It comes from the psychiatric and the big pharmaceutical interests so that they can sell you a pill for anxiety and they can sell you a pill for depression. Now, work-life balance, what really is the effective way to look at it is this. I call it work-life investment. What we want to do is we want to work. And when we work, when we're not producing for our employer or we're not producing for ourselves, we want to take our spare time early and we want to invest that in getting better in our craft. So if I'm coming home after work, and let's say I'm getting home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to spend my first hour studying a piece of material that's going to make me better to deal with the problems that I dealt with at work that day. On our weekends, guys, we don't take our weekends to party. We don't take our weekends to escape. What we do is we take our weekends and we actually invest it in skills. Now, that doesn't mean that, Saturday at 2 o'clock, you can't go and say, hey, you know what? This is my time at 2 o'clock on Saturdays for the rest of the day. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to go out for a cruise in my car. I'm going to take my wife and my kids out for a nice dinner. These are all normal things. But to think that you can only work 40 hours a week and not spend any of your extra hours, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and not spend any of your weekend getting better at your craft, to think that you're going to advance in the business world, to think that you're going to gain freedom, to think that you deserve to be protected from inflation, and I think you do deserve that, but to think that you will be protected is an illusion. You will not have work-life balance if you only work your 40 hours a week. You need to spend your 40 hours minimum contributing to society, exchanging your level of goods and services, and then you need to spend about another 7 to 10 hours minimum every single week investing in yourself. You need to improve the product that you're delivering to society. That is a huge aspect. What do I mean by that? If you're a salesperson, you're going to spend 40 hours, maybe 50 hours a week selling, delivering that product and service to your company, right? Selling for them. Your job is to create relationships for your company. In 7 to 10 hours a week, you're going to go and study that craft, and you're going to improve the skills that you're providing your existing company. It doesn't matter if you're a plumber or you're a tradesman of any sort or a business person or you do clerical work. You need to spend extra time every single week getting better at your craft. Now, you do that, what's going to end up happening is undoubtedly, it cannot be bypassed. You will eventually see more money in your bank account. You will start getting more from your career. You'll get a raise, you'll make more sales commissions, you'll be looked at for promotions. It is a mathematical certainty that this will happen if you are investing consistent time improving your skill sets. So, how does this differ from what you've been told about being a workaholic? Well, I'm not talking about going to work 90 hours a week and grinding yourself to a bone. See, that's how you get taken advantage of. You end up working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. You get tired, your quality of workmanship comes down, the quality of your production comes down, you're less happy, and your employer isn't any happier with your production. So we have to constantly look at this game. This balance is between delivering a product, right? Delivering a skill set and improving that skill set. And then we take vacations, especially early in our career, we take our vacations to do the same thing. We want to make those vacations a tax write-off. We want to start taking advantage of the tax code. So if I'm going to take a vacation now, I'm not going to take 2 weeks and do nothing. I'm going to take 7 days. I'm going to fly somewhere for a workshop that's relative to what I'm learning. Let's say the workshop's 3 days. Take 3 days of a workshop, and then I'm going to take 4 days to rest, recharge, and review all of my notes and all my learnings from the workshop. Then I'm going to go back to work, and when I get there, guess what? I'm going to have more skills, I'm going to be recharged, and I'm going to have a new view on all the problems that I left behind. How many times have you heard that? Hey, back to reality after a vacation. That's because people take their vacation, they go, they get drunk, they get stoned, they get dumber, right? They get weaker on their vacation, and then they come back to the same problems that they left behind. What you want to do with that vacation, go on a trip, get smarter, study the materials that will make those problems easier to handle, then take some rest, enjoy yourself. When you come back, boom, you will have a completely different perspective, and most of those problems you thought were problems, you're gonna handle like nothing. So this idea, guys, work-life balance, I want you to think of it in a different way. We got more on this in the next segment for you, but this is part 1 of work-life balance. Start thinking about it in the terms of balancing your work time with your investment time. You're working and then you're investing in your skills so that your work earns you more money and more freedom. See you guys in the next video.